Welkom in weer een nieuw deel van de Geboorte Weeën. Ja, we gaan in deze series kijken naar eigenlijk wat er gebeurt op de aarde, zodat we kunnen gaan vaststellen wat de geboorte Weeën, zoals de Bijbel het beschrijft, daadwerkelijk inhoudt. We gaan dus ook kijken naar bepaalde profetieën en dat soort dingen. Dus wil je weten wat er nu op deze wereld een beetje speelt? Blijf dan zeker kijken. We gaan eerst even kijken naar inderdaad wat natuurrampachtige dingen. Nogmaals, ik doe dit niet om mensen bang te maken of te laten zien van het gaat helemaal fout. Nee, ik laat het alleen maar zien om ervoor te zorgen dat mensen gaan inzien dat de tijd wel een beetje gaat dringen. En nogmaals, ik ben niet iemand die zegt van over zoveel jaar of over zoveel maanden of over zoveel dagen gaat Jezus terugkomen. Dat is niet mijn punt, dat is ook niet waarom ik hier ben. Ik ben hier alleen maar om mensen te informeren, zodat ze met de juiste informatie hun eigen oordeel kunnen trekken. Dat is ook de reden waarom ik dit kanaal ben begonnen, om aan mensen informatie te strekken. We gaan dus eerst kijken naar wat natuurrampen op de wereld en dan gaan we daarna pak ik het er wel weer op. Zoals jullie misschien hebben gehoord, is er ook een overstroming geweest in New York. Dus daar gaan we ook even naar kijken daar wat beelden van beschikbaar stellen, zodat mensen even in beeld hebben van wat er gebeurd is. Nou, zoals jullie misschien weten heb ik al in Ken de Tijden deel 2 al een beetje wat gedeeld over wat er gebeurt in Israël. Deze video slaat er een beetje op aan. We gaan een beetje door de geschiedenis heen en we gaan wat andere ideeën. Nogmaals, het zijn ideeën, het zijn geen feiten of iets. Het zijn gewoon speculatieve onderwerpen om een beetje inzicht te geven in wat er speelt op deze wereld. En ja, we gaan even een behoorlijke lange video kijken nu. Het zijn eigenlijk meerdere video's achter elkaar, maar die zijn aan elkaar gerelateerd.
The tribulation may well begin with Israel facing an age-old crisis. She is threatened on all sides by her Arab neighbors. As tension in the Middle East reaches fever pitch, a charismatic world leader will arise out of Europe, offering the Jews the one thing they most desperately seek. The Antichrist aligns himself with Israel and brokers a peace agreement with the Arab nations, preventing an all-out war.
And when he makes a league or a covenant with the children of Israel, a peace covenant for 7 years, it's not for 10 years, 15 years, it's 7 years. And when he makes that covenant, that starts the tribulation period.
Did Jesus really reveal the name of the Antichrist? I will report the facts. You can decide. In Luke chapter 10, verse 18, Jesus said these words, "And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning falling from the heavens." These words are written in Greek and translated to English. However, Jesus spoke these words originally in Aramaic, which is the most ancient form of Hebrew. As you know, the Old Testament was written in Hebrew. So what are the words for lightning and heights or heavens in Hebrew? From the Strong's Hebrew Dictionary, word number 1299, a primitive root word meaning to lighten or lightning or to cast forth, the word is barak. In the Strong's Hebrew Dictionary, word number 1300, lightning, or by analogy, a gleam, a flashing sword, or a brightness or a glittering, the Hebrew word is barak. Now consider this amazing fact. The book of Isaiah is the source of origin for the Christian concept and understanding of Satan, or Lucifer, as Isaiah calls him, in chapter 14, especially in verses 12 through 19. In Isaiah chapter 14, verse 14, Lucifer, or Satan, is credited with these words, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." In the verses of Isaiah that refer directly to Lucifer, several times it is mentioned that Satan has fallen from the heights, or from the heavens. The Hebrew word used in this text for the heights from which Satan fell is Strong's Hebrew word 1116, pronounced Bama. Bama is most commonly used to refer to a high sacred place, as well as to the heights of the heavens or the clouds. In Hebrew, the letter wa is often transliterated as a u. Some scholars use the o for this transliteration. It is primarily used as a conjunction to join concepts together. So to join in Hebrew poetry the concept of lightning or barak and a high place like heaven or the heights of heaven, the letter u, or sometimes o, the Hebrew letter wa, would be used. So, barak o bama, or barak u bama, in Hebrew poetry, similar to the style written in Isaiah.
Everything is open.
So when you say that Gog is Obama, Obama is the United States, you say that he will lead the...
He will lead the whole war.
And who will join him?
Who will join him? Iran will join him. The UN. The whole UN. For now, what I also saw is that the Mount of Olives next to Jerusalem, for those who are saved, that mountain will split in two. And when the mountain splits, that very second, the Messiah will be revealed to everyone. So the mountain just opens. And also...
Now it opens. It opens?
It splits in two.
Something like...
No.
An earthquake?
No.
A nuclear bomb? What?
No, they will rise up. You know how on the Mount of Olives there are graves, right? So 2 of the dead people will walk out. 2 dead people will come back to life. 1 from here and 1 from there. It will split in 2. That's how it will happen. And what I saw is that the Messiah is someone who can't sin. Someone with no sin. Someone who never sinned.
He is someone who repented?
Yes, he never sinned. He had never committed any sins. He is without sin. He didn't commit even 1 sin. It can't be that the Messiah is someone who sinned. It can be someone who we know very well. Lots and lots of people know him based on what I knew. But everyone will be very, very surprised that he, of all people, is the Messiah. Also, now, this Messiah, the Messiah, he will fight against Obama. And not only that, he will kill him and bury him in Israel. And I saw that. Yes, he will be buried in Israel. And I saw that when the Mount of Olives split in two, then Messiah will stand at the opening. But he won't care who is religious, who has a beard, who a person is. He sees a person's holiness. He won't say, "Here you are, you have a hat, you can go in." It's not like that. You will have power to feel what is truly inside every person.
Nathan, I ask you once again, you know all this from up there.
I know all of it from there.
A week ago, you didn't know any of this.
I didn't know these things. I didn't know. I had no idea. Nothing. Nothing.
Wait 1 second, 1 second. I just want to say something here. Look at what he is saying and look.
Here in Israel.
So Ezekiel the prophet says, "On that day I will give Gog a burial place in Israel."
That's exactly what they said to me. Exactly.
Ezekiel.
Exactly the same thing.
And you say that the Mount of Olives will split.
The Mount of Olives will split in two.
So Zechariah the prophet says, "Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations, and his feet shall stand in that day on the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east. And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof."
Is that really what is written?
Yes, Zechariah the prophet.
That's exactly what I saw.
Zechariah the prophet, he was a long time ago.
That is exactly what will happen if things stay as they are. If the world keeps on like this, that is what will happen, for sure.
Now, a woman asked a good question, and I also want to ask, how will we know when it starts?
It will start with a boom. First of all, it has already started.
It has started?
As far as I could see, it has started. It started on September 11th, 2015. It has already started.
On the 27th of Elul last year in 5775.
This year, yes. Last Hebrew year.
We are in 5776, so it started last year, 3 days before Rosh Hashanah. Gog and Magog started.
Yes, that war has already started.
So why don't we sense anything?
Because God won't bring it at first. What will happen one certain day, it will just erupt. Something will set off and it will just erupt. All of the news channels, everything. Everyone will say World War III has started. Everyone will just know. That's it. There is no time. And everyone will know that God has caused this event.
You mean that there will be a security incident?
Yes.
Oké, dat is vast wel misschien wat pittig voor bepaalde mensen. Maar ja, het volgende stuk is nog iets pittiger misschien. Ik weet niet precies waar dit vandaan komt, maar het heet het Book of Truth. Ik weet niet door wie dat geschreven is. Maar het schijnt dus allemaal over profetieën te gaan, over Israël en wat er nu gaande is. En in relatie tot de Eindtijd en in relatie tot de Antichrist. Daar gaan deze onderwerpen, tenminste daar gaan deze video's eigenlijk hoofdzakelijk over dit soort onderwerpen. Laten we eens kijken naar wat deze man te zeggen heeft over wat er nu gebeurt in Israël.
My dearly beloved daughter, the time for the prophecies foretold in the Old Testament regarding the fate of the Jews is to become evident shortly. My chosen race will suffer. The Jews who rejected the covenant of God laid down by Moses will suffer as they have done for centuries. Their power over the land of their forefathers will be taken, and the only solution will be to sign a treaty where they will become slaves to the Antichrist. My chosen race will suffer just as I did, and little mercy will be shown to them. The treatment of the Jews will be worse than that shown to them during the which took place in the Second World War. It will be in Israel that the tribulation will be seen as foretold clearly. It will be because of Israel that wars will escalate, when it will become difficult to determine who the real enemy will be. The peace treaty will be signed soon afterwards, and the man of peace will enter the world stage.
De volgende, laatste video die we gaan kijken gaat over de chip, waar mensen een droom, of tenminste waar deze persoon een droom over gehad heeft. Nogmaals, dit zijn speculatieve onderwerpen. Ik geef gewoon de informatie, ik deel het gewoon met jullie, zodat jullie in ieder geval niet deze informatie mislopen. Je weet het. En nogmaals, niet om mensen bang te maken of weet ik veel wat, maar om mensen voor te bereiden. En daarom heet het ook geboorteweeën. Zoals je weet, geboorteweeën komen voor een geboorte, oftewel die geven een indicatie van hé, er gaat nu een kind geboren worden. En laten we dan deze video maar even bekijken. Het is een wat langere video in origine. Ik heb hem alvast even stukjes gesneden, zodat we niet de hele video hoeven te kijken. Dus,
There's a warning dream about the RFID chip. It absolutely terrified me and upset me more than you could imagine. I was in this place that resembled a hospital. There were loads and loads of people there, and people that thought they were all cool and like hip and gangster type thing. Like, yeah, we're all cool, man. Like, you know, like teenagers and people in their 20s, and I was there for a blood test, and all these people were going on about how cool this thing is, this blood test they're about to have or something. And I thought, well, I saw her preparing the needle, and there was a little chip in it. I was like, what the F is that? You know, I'm not going to swear, but like, what the hell is that? There's a chip in that injection. She went, yeah. She said, I'm going to put the implant in you now, the chip. I was like, you what? I said, I thought I was here for a blood test. She went, no, you're having a chip. You know, it's really cool. It's what everyone's going on about. And suddenly I was like, the chip? And I sat back and I said, is that the RFID chip? Whatever the Bible says about the RFID chip. It was the RFID chip she was about to put in my arm, and I was inches from having it. And I managed to get out of the room, and my wife and my brother were still in the queue. It was the RFID, the mark of the beast, or you know, like the Bible says, if you take that mark or the number of its name or its name, your fate is sealed. Do not be tricked. Do not be fooled into taking this. People that you love, remember this. There will be people that you love that will be taking this. You need to tell them now. Warn them now. Give them this video. Share this video with them. You know, watch this video. Don't take it. This is a prophetic dream from the Lord. Don't take it. Don't take it.
Ja, de laatste video was ook wel een beetje een soort van waarschuwing natuurlijk. Er wordt natuurlijk heel veel gesproken over een chip en dat soort dingen. En als dit echt daadwerkelijk zo is, dan is het inderdaad de chip met die naam die hij is. Ja, Radio Frequency Identification, de RFID. ID van identificatie. En Radio Frequency, zoals hij ook beschrijft, de technologie om van afstand informatie op te slaan of in en af te lezen. En zogenaamde RFID-tags die op of in objecten van levende wezens zitten, bijvoorbeeld een chipkaart, die gebruik maken van Near Field Communication en NFC, dat je ook op je telefoon hebt zitten en dat soort dingen. Dus dit is wel een technologie die al heel lang bestaat. Ja, als ze dit echt daadwerkelijk gaan gebruiken, als je ook verder leest op de Wikipedia-site, dan staat er inderdaad ook dat je er dingen mee in de gaten kan houden en dat soort dingen. Dus het klopt wel in het complete plaatje. En als je niet precies weet waar ik het nu over heb, dan zou ik je aanraden om Kende Tijden deel 1 nu te kijken. Daarin leg ik een klein beetje een soort van, ja, hoe zeg je dat? Dan leg ik een kleine plattegrond neer van wat er mogelijk kan gaan gebeuren in de nabije toekomst. En met dat gezegd, dankjewel voor het kijken. Tot in de volgende video. En wees, God zegen.